It's the 4th of October today, which is 89 years since the Battle of Cable Street. 89 years today. I know you all know what Cable Street was, but for those of you who don't, it was a fella called Oswald Mosley and his British Union of Fascists, which is the equivalent of Nigel Farage today. And he tried to march through London, and he was stopped at Cable Street. And this is a song about that. It's by a band from the northeast of England called the Young Uns, but the words are pretty much word for word from a witness who was there at the time. Anyway, on the 4th of October 1936, I was only a lad of 16, but I stood beside men with 70 and every age in between. There were dockers and teachers, busmen, engineers, and those that had no jobs to do. There were women and children, equal in union, atheists, Christians and Jews, 'cause we had so much to lose. 'Cause with Hitler in Germany, Franco in Spain, we knew what fascism meant. So when Mosley come trouncing, announcing the Jews, to the east end of London we went. For I'd met refugees who had fled overseas, Germans, Italians and Jews, and I knew their despair for what they'd seen there, and I couldn't let them be abused, 'cause we had so much to lose. The 3,000 fascists, their uniforms black, had set out to march on that day. The 6,000 policemen intended to greet them by making clear their way. But we stood there ready, our nerves they were steady, 100,000 en masse, and we planted our feet along Cable Street and sang, "They shall not pass." We sang, "They shall not pass." And all of us young lads, we were sent to the side streets to stop the police breaking through. And with swift hands we made strong barricades of anything we could use. And they came to charge us, but they couldn't barge us with fists, batons and hooves. With as good as we got, we withstood the lot, for we would not be moved. We would not be moved. Yes, there was violence, yes, there was blood, and I saw things a lad shouldn't see. But I'll not regret the day that I stood and London stood with me. When the word came that the day had been won and Mosley was limping away, there were shouts, there were cheers, there were songs, there were tears, and I hear them all to this day. And we all swore then that we'd stand up again for as long as our legs could, and that when we were gone, our daughters and sons would stand where we stood. It was the first time I'd heard 2 tiny words said by every woman and man. Now I say them still, and I always will. No pass around. Off on tour soon as well, so there'll be I think there's Newcastle, Grimsby, Lincolnshire, and Pevensey, down the road from where I live, in East Sussex. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you at one of them, and if not, we'll go to Germany and Austria as well after that.